Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. So as you can see today we're working on a large canvas. This is 22 by 24 I believe. I used Liquitex Mars Black acrylic paint. I did 2 coats, let it dry completely, and we're going to begin this beautiful seascape with a big ship in the water. It's going to be more on the fantasy side, of course, and we are going to get started right away. So I've got a few large brushes I'm going to be using today. This is a large round soft-headed stipple brush. It's giant. It's the largest one that I've got. I'm going to go over the list of colors here quickly. Lemon Yellow by Arteza, Neon Red, Yellow Ochre, Burnt Sienna, Titanium White, Light Blue Violet, Turquoise, Phthalo Blue, and Dioxazine Purple. I'll list everything below in the description for you guys. So let's go ahead and get started. I'm going to get my brush just a little bit wet, as you can see here. I'm going to take white first. And I'm going to start up in the corner here, light little circles. I'm going to work on a really beautiful sky that's kind of stormy, but there's a clearing up here. So I like to think that the storm is now passing. We've got this beautiful area of light up here. And take a bit of yellow ochre. Take a little bit more white, a little bit of yellow, and a little bit of neon red. I'm going to take some of my light purple violet, a little bit of water, and a little bit of purple here. I'm going to bring it all the way up. And just a little bit down here. Look at all these pretty colors together. And then I'm going to go, without washing my brush, I'm going to go right into my phthalo blue and turquoise. I'm going to come over from this side. Look at how that color just pops on this black canvas. Take a bit more turquoise right away here. I'm going to put it right in between the purple and the bluey green that we have. Take a bit more. I'm getting a workout painting on this big canvas. A little bit of white with my turquoise. The white and turquoise again. And I'm just going to start bringing up this water. Do the basic kind of shape, and then I'm just going to leave it and come back to it after. And I still want to lighten this up a little bit more, so I'm going to take a little bit more turquoise, light blue violet, and a little bit of purple. Let's see what we can do up here. And a little bit more of my phthalo blue to the turquoise. I know that this is going to dry a little bit darker, so I want to make sure got some nice color going on here. And the boat's going to be right about in here. A little bit more turquoise. Take a little bit of white. Just barely touching, kind of just wisping that around back there, making it look soft. A little bit more white and turquoise. So you can see it's just a lot of going back, layering in these colors, building them up. A little bit more, the turquoise and the white again. And a little bit more again. And we'll just finish this side up here. Kind of just soften. A layer right over here. More turquoise this time. A little bit more phthalo blue. Okay, I think I'm happy with that. I'm going to just set that aside there. It's making the water a pretty color. Alright, so I'm going to focus on the cloud area up here. I'm going to switch over to a smaller brush. So I've got one of my other large mop brushes, but it's still quite small into comparison with this other one I was using, right? I want to make this brighter up here. I'm not going to get it wet, I'm just going to take white and a tiny bit of that lemon yellow. So I'm going to go right from the top here. And I'm just going to leave it like that. And put that in the water. I'm going to switch to my long liner brush. So I actually can't find my long liner brush that I was using yesterday. So I'm just going to use this round brush. It's got a little pointy end, so I think this will work. It's a number 3. And I'm going to work on the tops of these clouds, get them a little bit more definition. I'm going to get my brush wet first. I'm going to take a little bit of purple and a little bit of my turquoise and what's left of my blue violet over here. So I don't know if you guys know this, but turquoise and purple make a really, the Dioxazine Purple make a really pretty color. I'm just going to kind of go up, down, making these little peaks on the clouds. Go back for some more water. Yeah, this brush is actually working really well. Pick up some more. You really want it to be on the tip of your brush. So I'm just going to come inside, add a little bit more purple there and white. So what I want to do next, I cleaned my brush out. I have all of that purple out of there. I'm going to take a little bit of my yellow and my neon red, make a pretty pinky color here. I'm going to go carefully right around there, and if it's not showing up enough, just take a little bit more of your neon red. I'm going to pick up my yellow and white. A little bit more white. That yellow is so bright. And I wasn't going to do this, but I think I'm envisioning some sun rays. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. I've got this other 2-inch flat brush. I'm going to get it a little bit wet. You just want the bristles to be wet enough that you can carry the paint through, but you don't want it to be dripping. So I'm going to just tint this peachy color I've got over here. And I'm going to line my brush up right about here. Okay, I know I need a little bit more water. It's not flowing that wonderfully. There we go. Okay, I'm pretty happy with that, I think. Just add a little bit more white right in here. So the next thing I want to do is start working on the water in here. So here I've got a number 9 Filbert brush. I'm going to get it a little bit wet. Go into my turquoise and a little bit of blue. Phthalo blue. Got lots on there to work with. And I'm going to come right under here. A little bit more. A little bit right in here. I'll take a bit of blue now, a little bit more blue. Back to our turquoise. Make it brighter, just under where we're going to have that crisp white highlight on the wave. I'm going to take a little bit of my yellow ochre with that blue, a little bit of white in there. I'm going to start kind of scumbling. I'm going to go in a scoop. So like a backwards C. I'm going to put a little bit of brighter turquoise right here. I'll switch over to my large fan brush. It's a number 2. Get it a little bit wet. And I'm going to take phthalo blue, a little bit of burnt sienna, we're going to pull in that direction. That gives that curl that you want in your wave. Okay, I'm going to take white, and notice how I'm going to let my bristles section off to little bits like that. I'm going to let my hand shake a little bit. Make this a little bit darker, adding some turquoise. Right in there. And we'll just continue bringing this white in. And then adding a little bit back here for some action back there. Look at our greenish color that we made with the blue, the yellow ochre, turquoise. Come right up close to the white. A little bit of that paint on my brush. Take some more phthalo blue, a little bit of yellow, got a different green tone going on here. Just add a little bit of that. I did a little bit with this. And take this color again here, and I'm going to start to add a little bit of it right in here. Put a little line right there. This is where our sails are going to be, and our boat, our big ship. Make this a bit darker right in here with just some purple and phthalo blue. I'll take my purple and phthalo blue. Just have a little bit of a light area here where the rays are going to be hitting. So I'll take a little bit more of my greeny bluish color and add a little bit there. Just with the tip of my fan brush. A little bit of turquoise on there, a little bit of white, so a little bit of light here. From that light color that I've got on my brush, just anything in here, the blues, purples, turquoise, and white. Tap out my fan brush just to get it to separate like this, and then you can on an angle slide your brush up to create that foam that gets pulled up. So you're just going to follow that curve, and you can do this. I'll show you how to do a few more of these using a liner brush. You can also just use the corner of your brush too. So it goes up on an angle and then straight out like this. I'm going to switch over to my liner brush now. Make sure you have enough water on it that it flows really easily. You notice how I'm being really shaky. I'm going to create all those, they're lines, but they're kind of like little bubbles too, so there's like lots of little dabs, and this is kind of an easy and quick way of doing it, not thinking too much about it. I'll make some light blue ones over here. A little bit of water. And I'm going to take my yellow with my turquoise, make this a little bit brighter in here. Just in that section, this really kind of gives you that light, that feeling that the light's going through the wave, and it's just a really easy way to create light. So I'm not going right under the white, I'm leaving a little bit of that darker turquoise there. So I'm just going to use straight turquoise now. No water, just full on paint. I want this to really show up. And then just sort of rolling, twisting my brush to make long lines and patterns of that bit of foam that we have here. And it's just going to be a little bit darker there. Then I'll take that bluey purple color that I made again, mix it with my white and a little bit of turquoise that's left on there. And just add some coming up here. Now the colors that we have up there, that light pinky color, so I'm going to make that with white, yellow, and neon red. I'm going to kind of just tap in here. Tap and drag and get a really beautiful highlight on the tops of these waves. I'm going to just dab. Take my finger in here and tap this to make it look like a spray. A little bit of spray there on the water, maybe a little bit over here. Okay, so I'm just going to continue here to add a bit more turquoise. I'll take some white with my turquoise now. Using the tip of my brush, kind of making little circles and pulling and flipping up. I'm going to take some of my phthalo blue and green, making it a little bit darker, and I'm just going to go right under this. A little dark line right underneath the top of the wave. Taking some of my burnt sienna, a little bit of yellow ochre, And I'm mixing some of my greens, turquoise, blue, white, even a little bit of that yellow ochre. Add a few little bits of water coming up here. I'm going to switch over to a Filbert brush and work on the sails and the mast. I'm just using a combination of white, yellow, and yellow ochre. Just do a basic outline. Some basic outline first, and then I'll come in with more paint after. I've got one here that's curling over. Scum a little bit of that off. Take a little bit of watered down purple, blue, just from some dark lines in here. And we've got one shadow from one right in here. A little bit of white on top. And it scoops down, or scoops up a little bit right there. Water down my brush a little bit, loosen up that paint, and pick up a little bit more of my white. Bring that one up just a little bit higher. Add some light right inside of this one, and a little bit more right in there. Add some more lines in here, right here, a little something. And it's dark right under here. We've got a shadow. Got a little bit too much white in my brush. So just a lot of crisscrosses of lines like that. Okay, so I want to thank you guys so much for watching today. I hope you enjoyed this and get inspired to paint one yourself. See you next time, everybody. Bye!